Right, morning guys. It is Friday, September the 6th. It's just gone about 20 past 10 and I am setting up for 48 hours at Fenland Fisheries on Vermuyden Lake. It's been a while since I've been here. A lot longer than I probably think actually, probably 18 months or so, but we're back fishing on at Fenland again. Last time I fished I was over on Willow Lake, which is over the back there, and I had the nice big catfish out. But I'm on Vermuyden hoping to get into some of their nice 20 and possibly 30 pounder carp. Weather-wise it's looking pretty decent. I'm going to get set up now. All the gear out the car, and at the moment I'm the only person here, so officially I can't start fishing till 11 o'clock, but by the time I've got everything set up and ready to go, I'll be good to go. So I need to turn this into something usable. Right, we're all set up and ready to go. Both rods are out. Left hand rod I've put out towards the swim on the far bank there. That's at 10 wraps, and the right hand rod is out towards this set of bushes there, and that's at 9 wraps. So both similar sort of distances, and it's where I've had fish from in the past, so it's a good starting point. It's obviously very sunny at the moment. There's a few fish up on top, but not too much going on. So there's a very obvious fish just there. We always see that one swimming around. It's known, I think it's the one that's known as the Carp, but it's you always see it up on top, obviously because it's like bright white in the water, so it's the easiest thing to see. But we're fishing, so bivvy's all set up. It's probably about 24 degrees now, so it was a bit warm work getting it set up, so I've undone the back just to allow a bit of airflow through, and we're good to go. So fingers crossed, over the next 48 hours we can get some action. Well, you don't see one of them every day. The size of the bloody thing. Just in the middle of setting up, turn round and got that bloody great thing making its way across my sleeping bag. Right, it's just gone 1:15, so I'm going to get something to eat in a second. I say both rods are out on the spots. I've put a bit of spod mix, that's down here, spod mix over the top, so it's sort of a mix of hemp and tears and a few pellets in there, a few crumbed up boilies, so a bit of everything. So I put 6 or 7 spods over each spot. There's only 3 people on tonight, me being one of them, and the other 2 have set up over the back there, so they're fishing a sort of almost a different section of water. And obviously because I've got this tree here, I can't go any further left than sort of that corner anyway, because of the overhanging branches. So realistically I have got the whole of the main lake. Obviously it does sort of spread around the corner there, so they're fishing that area. And certainly for tonight, I've got everywhere. There's no day ticket anglers allowed on this lake anymore. So it is just whoever turns up for tomorrow night. And I'm assuming they will go over the back there. But yeah, 5 anglers allowed, 13 swims available. So we've got a nice chunk of water each. Right guys, it's just coming up to 20 to 5. I've put a bit more spot out on either of the spots, or both of the spots rather. Started to see a number of carp moving backwards and forwards around the sort of, there's a route they tend to take, which is about 6.5 wraps out. They go from basically over by where the tree is over here, along, out, and then back across at about 10 wraps, which is why I've got them. So my right hand rod is now at 6.5 wraps, and I'm watching these same carps going round and round in circles. They're definitely in the they're definitely in the area, because I can see a carp right over the spot. In fact, I can now see 3 or 4 carp over the spot. But there was quite a lot of bubbling coming up just now, which means something's down on the bottom having a good route around. So hopefully they're getting their heads down. And so weather-wise, it's starting to cloud up a little bit more now. Temperature's still very muggy, but we have got some low pressure coming in, which is why, as I said, we're starting to get a build up of clouds now, and hopefully the fish are going to come on the feed more. That's a lot of bubbles coming up, and that is right on my spot. Something is definitely having a big munch. Alright, it's just gone about 20 to 8. You can see the sun is setting over in the distance there. The bugs are all starting to come out because there's no wind at all, so the mozzies and whatever you are starting to appear, and temperatures dropping, so so I've stuck some bottoms on and top on initially to stop the mosquitoes attacking me, but obviously with the temperature dropping, it's just to keep a little bit warmer as well. It's still not, it's only going down to about 15-16 degrees tonight, so it's certainly not going to be cold, but obviously compared to 26 degrees earlier, you can certainly feel the change in temperature. Seen loads of fish topping out, quite a lot of bubbling still going on over my spots, so still hopeful. I've had a couple of beeps on the rods, but nothing positive. Right guys, it's just gone about 11:45. Just had my first bit of interest, or proper screaming run. Got out to it, it was still running, lifted up into it, felt some weight for a couple of seconds, and then nothing, it had gone. So I've just put that rod back out on the spot again, but quite obviously just hadn't hooked properly. But yeah, first bit of interest. Right, it's just gone 2:30 in the morning, and we have our first fish. Nice little mirror, chunky little thing, done £16, 7 ounces. So first one in, not a bad way to start. I'll get this one back, get the rod back out on the spot. It's come off that left hand spot at 10 wraps. So I'll get the distance sticks set up and ready to go again. And we'll get the rod back out there. But yeah, nice way to start. Little £16, 7 ounce mirror. Right guys, it is about 10 to 6 and we've just had a screaming run on the right hand rod, and I've got something looks pretty decent in the net. I haven't had a proper look at it yet, but it's certainly going to be worth a picture. So I'm just going to get things set up. You can see the sun's just sort of starting to come up, but yeah, we'll get this out and show you what we've got. Right, we got her in. It's just gone £17, 3 ounce of ghosty common carp. It's hard to tell in this light, but it certainly looks ghosty to me. Very light fish either way. The aerator's literally just shut off, so we've got a little bit of peace and quiet at last. But a nice way to start day 2. So we'll get some pictures of this one, and then get it back, get the rods back out on the spot. Probably have a refresh of both rods whilst I'm up, because I say it's probably just gone 6 o'clock. I'm not going to be going back to bed now, so I might as well just set things up and get some breakfast going. Nice way to start day 2. The carrot again, making his way backwards and forwards across my swim. I'd love to get him one day. Apparently very difficult to catch, or very rarely comes out. It's quite a sizable fish. There's a lot of fizzing going on my spot, on and off as well, so it's definitely something down feeding. Whether it's bream, tench or carp. I've never had a bream out of here. I've had a couple of tench, but they were a long time ago. But with all the fizzing going on, bubbles coming up constantly, there's got to be something down there feeding. Told you something was down there feeding. Bubbles on the spot, going look at it, it's going absolutely ridiculous. Surely only a matter of time. Right, it is 7:45 time. I've had a change of clothes and a bit of a freshen up. I'm just about to stick the kettle on and get some breakfast. And say I've refreshed all of the rods all of the rods, both of the rods this morning, and put some spods of bait out over both of them, so they're both fully set up and fishing. After I'd redone the right hand rod, pulled up tight, a couple of beats, pulled up tight, and I sort of watched it slowly started to tick away, so I lifted up into it and nothing there, so I've obviously had to redo that one again, but a little bit more interest this morning, and there's been you can just about see the bubbles just there in the middle and over by the reeds. A couple of big fish crashing out this morning as well, so they're still in the area. I think they're still on the munch, and this is the weather that looks to be in certainly for the next few hours, and then it's supposed to be sunny periods on and off across the day and afternoon, so hopefully the weather is a little bit more carpy than it was yesterday. We might get a bit more action during the day, but again, overnight should be hopefully pretty good. We shall see. Right, it's just gone 9:15. I've just had a run on the right hand rod. Unfortunately, the rig gave way after 6 or 7 seconds or so of the fight. Felt like a really nice fish, could feel the weight on it straight away, but yeah, as I said, the rig gave way, brought it back in, and it broken off just below the knot, so clearly it had been weakened when being made, which is annoying because it certainly felt like the best fish I've hooked into today, well, this session. But anyway, the right hand rod is back out on the spot, rebaited, and hopefully we will get another chance. Right, we've been having a bit of a quiet spell. I've managed to get some lunch and what have you sorted, but this left hand rod was just jumping up and down a little bit. I left it and it's gone charging off. It's not putting up much of a fight yet, but we'll see. It looks like it's just going to come pretty much straight in. Of course, it's a common, so it's now doing all of its fighting under the rod tip. Another one in the net. Looks like a nice dark common, so he's a nice dark common. We'll get this one out, get it weighed up, and then show you what we've got. Alright, here it is. Nice dark common that's gone 13 pounds 4 ounce, 13 pounds 14 ounces. Didn't put up much of a fight, but nice fish. We'll get a couple of pictures of this one, get it back, see if we can get some more out. Right, left hand rod has just gone off on a screamer. I recast it probably 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, just to freshen up the spot again, put a bit more bait on there with the PVA stick, and there was an eruption of bubbles and the rod has ripped off. I don't think it's particularly big again, but no, it's not. It's another fish, that's what counts. It's like another ghosty common. Well, he's certainly thumping away. So it's not a big fish, but he's yeah, really nice ghosty. Come on, get your head up. We got him. Right, he's in the net. Bigger than I thought he was. He's just gone £16, 13 ounces. He's a proper torpedo of a ghost common. So we'll get a couple of pictures of this one. He's got a little stumpy tail, look. But he put up a decent enough fight. So get some pictures, get this one back, get that rod back out on the spot, because that one at about 7 wraps is really producing. Right, it's just gone 4:15. The left hand rod is obviously back out on the spot that's been producing well. What I've done with the right hand rod is brought it in from over by the reeds here, and put that also at the same distance. So it's now out towards this little tree at 7 wraps. We know the carp make a line across the lake, out and round, so it makes sense now to have both of them on that line if they're moving backwards and forwards. I've put some spods out of the pellet and particle over both spots, and 3 or 4 pouches of boilies over each spot as well, so that they're all ready and to go. But I can already see a patch of bubbles over the left hand rod, and there was a second ago. That's the tree that I'm aiming at. There was a patch of bubbles over the right hand rod as well, so that might obviously be the spod mix and the PVA stick breaking down to a degree as well, but probably indicates there's something already over there in the general area, just having a bit of a route around. So we're going to leave both of those now. Those are going to be my spots for the night. We'll see how we get on, but it's certainly looking good for some more. Bit of prep work complete, ready for the evening and overnight. I've got my rod, spare rod, set up for 7 wraps, so if either of the rods go off, I can quickly get another one straight out on the spot. And obviously both spots are fully baited up for the evening, so if I start getting fish, I will add a little bit, maybe a couple of spods to whichever rod goes off, but I'm not going to put anything more in unless I get some more interest. And here's what we are due for the rest of the evening and overnight. That looks nice, doesn't it? Fortunately, it's cleared up by the looks of it tomorrow morning, so I might be able to pack up in the dry, but certainly overnight we're expecting a little bit of rain and potentially some thunderstorms. Right, we got it in, it's all weighed up. It's a better fish than the rest. It's gone 19 pound 3, so biggest of the trip. Nice thick fish. Just shy of that 20 pound unfortunately, but there's plenty of time yet, so I'm going to get a couple of pictures of this one, get it back, get the rod back out there, see if we can't find ourselves a 20 or hopefully a 30, but we'll start with the 20s. And there he goes. Right, back out on the spot again. Another couple of spods over the top just to keep them going. I'm not putting any more boilies in. I'm just going to put the spod mix out there, so it's just lots of fine particles, keep them in the area as long as I can. That's 5 fish from 7 runs now. So my return is improving. Bearing in mind I was 2 from 4 earlier on, so we're well over the 50% rate now anyway. But plenty of time. I think it's about 5:15 time. So good couple of hours before the sun sets. Right, it's just coming up to 7 o'clock, so maybe another hour's worth of usable light, hour and a quarter, but not much more than that. Spots are primed and ready. I put some spot over both of them, and that is being attacked as we speak. Look at the bubbling coming on. So we're just watching and waiting now. Been loads of fish topping out all over. I could film it and have 50 or 60 carp showing all over the lake, but we're not interested in them jumping out the water too much. We want them down, feeding and getting on the end of our line. So as I say, probably about an hour or so before it gets dark, so the light's going to diminish fairly quickly. I've packed a lot of the stuff away. I put the bits I don't need anymore into the car so that I don't have to do it in the morning when it's potentially going to be wet. As I said, we've got these potential thunderstorms and whatever coming overnight, so as much of the stuff that I can get in the car I have done. We shall see how it goes. They are absolutely cleaning up over there. Surely only a matter of time before one of them trips up. Oh, and that right hand rod goes screaming off. Right guys, just gone 10:30. I had already managed to get myself off to sleep because obviously I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I had already fallen asleep, but I was awoken by a screaming left hand rod, and the reward for that is this chunky, come here, 19-pound 5-ounce mirror, and he is proper chunky. Hasn't got much in the way of length, but he's certainly a wide little thing, and you can see he's still putting up a bloody good fight. It did come in quite easily, which is probably why he's putting up most of his fight now, but come on, give us a picture. Yeah, 19-pound, 5 ounces, so biggest of the trip by a couple of ounces. We've gone up a couple more ounces in size. Still haven't hit that 20 yet, but nice, thick, heavy little thing. It's like a cannonball. It's ridiculous, but yeah. Number 6 of the trip. 19-pound, 5 ounces. So I'm going to get a couple of pictures of this one quickly, get him back, get that left-hand rod back out on the spot, see if we can't get another one. Right, morning guys. It's 7:30, final morning, so we've got a couple of hours left. You can see the I'm currently sat up in the bivvy. The rain did finally come last night. Obviously we're just catching the tail end of it now. At 4 o'clock this morning it felt like somebody was throwing buckets of water over the bivvy. absolutely hammered it down. Fortunately, I didn't get any runs at that point, so we didn't have to get soaking wet. Had a couple of beeps in the night, but there was no positive runs, so the rigs are very much as we left them at, what was it, about 10:30, I think we had the last run. So I'm gonna bring them in, do a final cast. I've got a couple of PVA sticks ready to go, so I'll do a final cast on each of the rods. A little bit of spod mix left as well, which I'm going to use, and then that will be it for the last couple of hours, so we will see if we get anything else. Right, redoing the left hand rod, because just as I was spotting over the right hand rod, this one went off. Unfortunately, when I lifted into it, nothing there. They're clearly on the feed. Let's hope there's some gold at the end of that rainbow.
I cannot believe I just said that.
Right, that's it. Spod mix is all gone. Rigs are out on the spot. There's already fizzing coming up from something feeding down there. Let's hope we get another chance at that fish, or one of his mates. Right, it worked. We managed to nick that bite. It's the right hand rod that's gone off this time. It was the left hand one that kept getting little tugs and pulls, but the right hand one that's gone off. Sun's just really starting to come out. I've been getting the bivvy dried off as best as I can, and that's now steaming away quite merrily. Hopefully we can get it mostly dry before we pack up. I suspect it's probably about 8:15 sort of time. We've got a good hour and a half yet. Just slowly meandering over to my right at the moment. It's trying to tangle me up in the reeds. certainly feels a pretty decent fish. It's more of a slow pull than a jerky one you get with the smaller ones. Oh, it's just freed itself up of the reed. I did get a very quick glimpse of it. It looked pretty decent. Certainly feels pretty decent. Still just plodding around to my right, trying to get in these reeds again. I think he's starting to tire now. Still feels heavy. I'm thinking this one's might be our hopefully the first 20 of the trip. I still haven't seen it properly yet. Come on, get your head up. Right, he's off again. Loads of fizzing going on over my left hand spot. Wouldn't be at all surprised if that one goes screaming off as well. Hopefully after I've got this one in and sorted. I do like a double take, but I'd rather get this one in safely and sorted out. Still haven't seen it yet, not properly. I've seen flashes of it. It's certainly playing like a big fish. Oh, he ain't giving up. He's off again. Come on, you've got to be. Looks like a mirror. Yes, it is. Again, I don't think it's as big as I thought it was, but we'll see once it's in the net. It's certainly got some power. Don't want to give up this one, it's ridiculous. Right, he's about done. Finally. Come on, turn around. Whew, right, he looks decent. I think he's definitely a 20. Pretty confident of that. I don't know how long I was playing it for, it must have been at least 15 minutes. I had to change the battery halfway through the fight because the camera died. Fortunately I had it in my pocket and it's a one-hand job. Yeah, that's a nice fish. That's going to be a mid-20 comfortably. Now my other rod's considering going. Right, I'm going to get this one weighed up and show you what we've got. Right, I've zeroed the scales already. Let's see how this one is going to go. So, make sure everything's out the way. It's not bouncing. Well, there we are. £28, 12 ounces. Right, here it is. Biggest of the trip and my biggest out of this lake as well. Just gone £28, 12 ounces. No wonder it put up such a good fight. Real thick fish. But what a way to end the trip if this is the last fish, which the left hand rod's still beeping away, so I might get another one yet, but if it ends on that one, what a way. I'm going to get this one back, get the rod back out on the spot. Probably got about an hour or so fishing left, so chance of another one yet. There he goes, just saunters off. Right guys, that ends a pretty decent session really. 7 fish from 10 runs. They're still feeding out on the spot, but it's time to go, so I've packed everything up. Last couple of bits to get in the car, but very happy with that. Fish got gradually bigger and bigger, and then we took a big jump up to that final fish of £28, 12. So hope you enjoyed it. I certainly have. Been nice getting back out on an overnighter again. Been too long. So thanks very much for watching. We shall see you again.